went to the local migration department, or at least the one where we're registered. So they printed off a whole list of stuff that we got to do, whatever. Most of it we already knew, but I was hoping that it would be a little bit simpler because when we did it in Novosibirsk, they said it would be easy. They made it sound like that we wouldn't have to do so much stuff to register the children. We just come in and then it'd be easy, but it turns out, well, whilst it's simple, it's not necessarily easy. So we're gonna have to collect all the documents all over again, and then we'll be able to register them for permanent residency. The younger children still don't have that. Very inconvenient, but it's just the way it is. So yeah, we're also looking for a birthday present to eat, which we enjoy it. So we just did the blood tests for the children's residency. How'd that go?
It's never fun.
It's heartbreaking, that's what it is.
It's awful. In Novo they let me do it for all the children below 2, but here they had to do it themselves, which is...
Yeah, so our 8-month-old had to have a needle.
Yeah.
And
she did pretty well considering.
yeah.
Anyway, it's never fun. That's all good now. Chocolate biscuits and things.
Everybody was very pleasant except for the lady who did the blood. She was not very understanding
At all.
barking at everybody, but that's what you get. You get some nice people and some not so nice people.
Yeah.
And some who are just, I don't know, maybe they're going through hard things themselves, who knows.
Yeah.
But we've been very blessed so far, very understanding, kind people mostly, so can't complain. Main thing is to always be pleasant where we can be. So we've got to go another appointment now for tuberculosis and whatnot, so we're just going to go do that now. That's at another place because it's children that we're doing. They don't do children here because they only do x-rays here, and they don't x-ray little children. So yeah, so we're going there.
So the story goes, unfortunately when we arrived at the clinic where they test for tuberculosis in children, or the children's clinic, they said they couldn't do the test on that day because there were not 3 consecutive days that they would be open, and it takes 3 days to show the results for the test. So they wouldn't do the test on that day. So we ended up having to drive back into town the very next day to get the testing started, and here we are on the way back the next day.
So we've rocked up to our first appointment today. Well, our only appointment, but our first task today, and that is to get the children's basically to prove that they don't have tuberculosis, which is part of the medical certificate that you have to get to apply for residency. So yeah, we're just going to do that now. It's this nice healthy looking building.
Polyclinic.
So it's not going to be fun, but we're going to get it done. So we're just going to go in there and then keep moving on with what we need to do. So yeah, nothing more to it than that. Well, that was as bad as I thought it would be.
Yep, no one likes that.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? No, no one likes it. But we have to do it, unfortunately.
Now we're off to get a present for Grandpa.
Woohoo!
What's Grandpa?
Your grandpa.
Just go slowly.
Slowly does it.
Another squishy.
And there is no snow here. Like, okay, teeny weeny bits, but that's it. It's just grey and muddy. That behind you is where we popped in the other day after 𝐒𝐔𝐏𝐏𝐿. Bought some parts for the Pajero and the bus.
No, we went there and we bought nothing.
Oh.
They didn't have the parts. We went down the road to a place called Yaponya and bought that.
Ah, Bonya.
Yaponya. Japanese.
And we have a building in the background over there. I wonder what that's going to become. 𝐂𝐀𝐀𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐋.
No booking.
You're looking awfully suspicious.
Have to get some bread and some other things, and then home. We got a nice bakery here. Pekaarnia. You can see it. Pekaarnia. Apteka. Это значит pharmacy. That means, well, sorry. That means pharmacy. So yeah, we've picked up a few things we have to pick up in town, and now we're gonna go home. So, just to let you guys know what's happening. So it was my wife's birthday the other day, and we had a bit of a late night with trying to get a video out and preparation for other things and different bits and pieces that we were doing. Didn't end up getting in bed till I think 2 in the morning or something like that. Trying to get everything done, and then it was my wife's birthday, and we slept in because we went to bed so late. Didn't get what we wanted to get done on her birthday, and then we were going to go out later on today, but then the boiler wasn't working, so we had the gas fella come in, and I was looking after that for a bit, watching what he was doing to make sure he doesn't, well, just make sure everything was alright. We haven't been able to go out today. So we're going to go out and have a bit of a bonfire and cook some stuff up over a fire, because Nate got a nice cast iron pan for her birthday, and but that's not worked out. And on top of that, we don't have hot water for 2 days. That's how long they reckon it's going to take. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And at the moment, I'm just fixing up the handbrake on the new car because they weren't really doing anything. So we've got some cold weather coming. Today's actually quite warm. We had 5 degrees just a second ago. Take the handbrake off so I can get the drum off. But yeah, we had, it's a bit hard to do this one hand. We had about 5 or so degrees, but by the end of the week, it's going to be minus 27, they reckon. So yeah, just going to get this done and go inside. Off to 𝐒𝐶𝐏𝐏𝐿𝐿.
Woohoo!
But I'm going to take the handbrake off. Get to test out our new tyres today.
We could go that way.
Why?
Milk.
Ah. Now off to buy some milk, and then off to Brisk for the results for the medicals. So, well, part of them anyway.
That's some serious wind, people.
Yeah. 30 metres a second today.
Oh,
It's not actually that cold today. It's about -2. Probably feels about -7, I guess. 9.
the wind's cold.
Because of the wind. Snow blowing everywhere. So you definitely want to wear a scarf and all that kind of stuff, like I'm not. All that kind of stuff would be good.
It's got a birthday, this cup. It is the
Which
best
time
cup.
now?
The only way it could possibly be better is if it had a little stopper in the top you could put on top of the straw, and it like had a little seal here so that it shouldn't knock over like it sometimes does. Children around. It didn't leak everywhere. And I don't know if you've noticed yet, but I like a nice thermos cup. It might seem like we're doing the same thing as we did the other day. We kind of are. We've got documents and all those sorts of things to do. This is what you end up doing. Trips back and forth until you finally get it all done. I suppose it's kind of like that in Australia with some things too, isn't it?
Being citizens, like, obviously if you want to get your license, you have to go and do that. That can be a bit of a thing. Obviously you've got to have a certain amount of hours to drive in, so.
But you don't really need to go back and forth. You just phone up, make your appointment and rock up.
Yeah, you make an appointment.
You
A lot of
fail,
that stuff's
make another
online,
appointment.
So
Yeah.
make an appointment. Pass first time. So you don't have to go back.
Yeah, good idea.
That's what I did anyway.
That's what I did too. On my first license anyway. Truck license was a different deal.
Thankfully I got it first time on all of them. So light rigid, which is like small buses, and then heavy rigid.
We have a colourful little collection between the two of us.
So something we're noticing with this, with what we're doing now, registration and stuff is all a lot easier here in town. We don't have to wait for
Yeah, there's no
lots
queues
and lots
usually.
of other immigrants who've basically not had to wait at all. Phoning up is still a problem. I think that's just part of the way everything works here. Sometimes you get through, sometimes you don't. If you can help it, just going in is usually better.
Yeah.
At least you get an answer straight away. But if you obviously have to take time off work or whatever, try calling first. If you can make an appointment, it's always better to make an appointment because then you know you're going to walk in, you're going to get it done, and you walk out. You don't have to waste a whole day like we have,
Yeah.
or multiple days waiting in line.
And then just to
annoying.
find out the person you need to talk to doesn't work that particular day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've done quite a few times because we've not been able to get through on the phone. Now that we know the Russian language a lot better, I can actually just phone up and make appointments, whereas before it was a bit more difficult to do. We'd have to get somebody to phone up for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing the language certainly makes things a lot easier.
It's a huge benefit. It makes life so much easier. And it actually sort of endears you to the Russians around you because if you can speak their language, they accept you better.
Well, naturally, I mean, even in Australia, it's not that you're trying to be mean or unpleasant or anything like that, but if they're not speaking your language, it's very hard to communicate with them.
Yes.
And in a business environment or bureaucratic thing, you know, people have jobs to do. They have
They're busy.
things that, you know, you're not the only person that they have to take care of. So if you're going to be hard and you're not understanding what they're saying, well, it's kind of pointless talking to you.
And you don't know how their day's gone. As in Novo, anyway, there were lots of people in line who were not organised, did not have their paperwork all there, and
That would have been one thing, but then they try and talk their way out of it, out of stuff that's very clearly necessary, and
they get to deal with some grumpy people.
so by the time you get there, they're all grumpy and exasperated. One of the problems of small towns is that when it comes to the quota and stuff like that,
Ooh, it's smaller.
the further you go away from big populated states, the smaller the quota is. So the quota for this area is quite small, so you will need to look at other ways of getting
Yes.
residency. We have arrived here at this polyclinic again to get our results. So I'm going to take the children in now, and then we're free for the rest of the day. Ah, you can have chocolate muffins. Do we bring them?
Yeah.
Very good. All right,
Do you know what he was referring to?
freckles. Freckles, like little chocolates with hundreds of thousands on them.
Yeah. In Australia, we have little chocolates that have hundreds and thousands on top of them. And I grew up like walking down to the local petrol station or deli or whatever, and you get like 20 cents and you could buy whatever at least you wanted in a little bag. And when I was little, I used to always get freckles because I absolutely love them. Can't get them here, so I make them at home as special treats around my birthday. And the children were told they're not allowed to have any chocolate between.
So after the reaction,
Yeah.
the whatever it is,
Yeah,
testing's done,
after
so.
the testing's done. So they've been very patiently waiting. That's what our son was saying. He's like, oh, we can have freckles after we've come here. So they're excited about that.
So let's go. So we had to go from the building that was over there to this one for another stamp. It's the main doctor, and we've got our certificates all stamped now. We've got a few other places we're going to go to today. Nate's got a place she wants to go to try and find some organic wheat because we've run out.
So then bye-bye, Polyclinic.
We got told off coming in with our jackets. We thought it meant like take the children's jackets off before you go in because they don't want you taking them off in there. but it meant that don't go in there with your jacket on. Well, it was the security guard that said it, not the doctors.
Daddy,
So maybe they have people bringing stuff they shouldn't. Or, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense. You take it to the room with you anyway.
For convenience factor, yes. But
Up the counter.
it's the second day in a row we've been, and the wardrobe where they're supposed to take your clothes and you know, put them out of the way for you. Second day where that's not working. Diesel's over there.
Aha, diesel. Is it winter diesel now?
Yeah. Nobody would have anything else by now.
So we just had lunch in our very handy dandy van. We sat in the back and ate up cucumber sandwiches, and yeah, it was good. Now we're going to the next spot. So also while we're here in town, we're actually going to go into a shop that we're hoping sells organic grains, or wheat to be more precise. I don't know how many of you guys know, but we actually purchased a mill here in Russia, a wheat mill. It is manufactured here in Russia. We bought it off of Vito actually, but it's a company that makes these mills, and we've had it for now a couple of months. Been really happy with it. It's a stone mill, but we need some wheat for it. So we were getting our wheat from a monastery in Novo. They brought in like organic, non-sprayed, all that sort of stuff wheat, and it was working really well, but we obviously don't live in Novo anymore and we need a place to buy our wheat. So yeah, we're gonna pop into a place that we're hoping is promising, but we'll see. If any of you guys know where to buy wheat in the Altai area, it'd be super handy if you could pass it on to us, because yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, because we've tried feed wheat before and that's usually not very well like sorted, and you end up with rocks and weeds and all sorts of other stuff in there which you don't want in your bread and definitely don't want in your meal. So yeah, it has to be clean and preferably purposely grown for making flour. So yeah, we're gonna try out a place today and hopefully it's a success. So this is something in Australia that we never did. Here it actually is too cold to wash your car outside. So you go to these car washes where they have a heated room, so that when you spray the water on it doesn't directly freeze. You can actually wash your car.
You got cash? Nope.
So maybe it's going to be for another time, because we actually have no cash. This one doesn't have a card option, so. That's the back of the place. No signage, no nothing. Where is that? Unless there's two places. Church here. It's a little TLC.
Go and investigate.
Yeah. He's looking for a shop. Right, was no go with that shop, so we'll have to try again another time.
Couldn't find it, but that's what happens when you get addresses. The address for the place off of an article that was written in 2018. Things change. If it was a success, it's probably moved to a better spot. If it was a failure, it's already disappeared.
And behind us is Rostick's.
Rustics, they haven't disappeared. Well, if you followed our Telegram, you will know that that is what used to be KFC. Before it was KFC, it was Rustic, then it became KFC, now it's Rustics again. Tastes exactly the same.
Oh yeah, so we're going home.
Well, first we're going to go past
Immigration.
to ask them a question. They say we should phone, but I always find it more effective to just go in there and show them what it is I want. So I go in there, I say what I want, and if they don't understand, then I can show them exactly what it is I'm talking about.
Yeah. I said it's right. Russia, you take everything.
For what? I'm only asking a question. I'm not trying to fill anything in.
Okay, it's up to you.
Well, we went in there and there was nobody there because they're only there from 9 till 1. So on Mondays it's 9 till 1, on Tuesdays it's 2 till 6, Wednesdays is 9 till 1, Thursdays is 2 till 6, Fridays is 9 till 1, every first and third Saturday is 9 till 1, Sundays is a holiday. So yeah, if you guys liked this video, it's a very windy day and very snowy, but yeah, I'm just going to get this car sorted out. Got a few things to take out of it, a few things to put back in, and then we've got it all ready for sale. I'm also going to be probably taking this one up to Novosibirsk, doing a quote on a job, and if we get it, I'll be going up to Novosibirsk to go work with a few friends, and yeah, it should be good. We hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and seeing what kind of a week might look like in our life, obviously with medicals and whatnot. So yeah, till next time, take care guys, and if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of what we get up to, and just the progression of trying to build a life here in Russia. If that's something that you'd like to do, then you can go over to our Buy Me a Coffee page and see some more kind of behind the scenes sort of stuff. On Wednesdays on our Telegram channel, we have a migration lawyer post helpful information, so you can go there. There's also a form if you need migration help. So that's all down in our Telegram channel, so check that out. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. It's filming. So if you just step back a bit, we're gonna pull stuff out the car. So let's see what's in.